evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Norristown High School for tonight's battle between the Methacton Lady Warriors and the Norristown Lady Eagles. I'm Greg Fry, joined by public address announcer slash color commentator, Mr. Neil Schaefer.
Thanks, Greg. It's a tough night when you have to pull double duty like that, and then it's even tougher when you're given the wrong information and you make a mistake. I am a professional. Greg, we're looking at a pretty interesting game tonight. Both teams, I believe, are evenly matched. Methacton coming in with a record of, I believe, 4-11, and Norristown having 2 or 3 victories under their belt. It should be an interesting game, and we're looking for a close one and something that could be exciting.
Halsey now controls off the tap. The 5 for Norristown tonight will be Leanne Moore, Tamara Halsey, Daniel Marshall, Sasha Sims, and Rebecca Springman. 5 for Methacton will be Colleen Murphy, Julie Shaw, Michelle Rezepka, Melissa Martinez, and Heather Baumgartner.
Heather Baumgartner is one of 2 sisters on the team, as Tamara Halsey opens up the scoring for the Eagles.
So Halsey with the first 2 of the night for Norristown, out to a 2-0 lead. Now Daniel Marshall's going to get called for a blocking foul on that far side.
The Eagles are coming along. The Lady Eagles are coming along. They're beginning to gel as a team and get some confidence underneath their belt. And talking to the Methacton coach beforehand, he said their team is young and they need to work together as a team. They're struggling a little bit now, but they'll get back together.
Julie Shaw now in some trouble. He dishes off to Martinez. Martinez will back it out. Methacton, not a real smooth offense so far.
No, very jerky offense. It's I'm not even sure they know what they're doing.
But as we say that, Michelle was no, excuse me, that's number 33, Colleen Murphy, draining the 3-pointer. Those 3 and those 2s are starting to blend together.
She looked pretty confident with that shot, as Sasha Sims did with that shot.
The rebound grab there.
That's going to be costly. That's Danielle Marshall's 2nd foul, and we're only a minute 20 into the game.
So Danielle Marshall now having to be careful. She's one of the better defensive players on this Norristown team, and they could ill afford to lose her tonight. Murphy now to Martinez. Michelle Martinez is a sophomore for this Methacton team. Zepka underneath. Layup won't go. Leanne Moore with a rebound. Halsey off the dribble. The jumper won't go. Easy rebound from Methacton. Now Julie Shaw back the other way. They like that cut play to Shaw. She gets it to go. Julie Shaw, her first 2 of the night. 5-2 Methacton.
Methacton can really take control of this game if they work that play again and again and again. It looked like that was one of their smoother plays down the court.
Methacton appears to be playing a zone here, maybe a 2-3. Sims now off the dribble. Jumper baseline off the side of the backboard. She'll control it off of the rebound. Halsey to Springman. Her jumper is good. Rebecca Springman for 3 from the corner.
Late call there by the official, but it was a 3-pointer, and that was really smooth on Rebecca's part. Looked like she's really set for that shot.
Martinez now to Baumgartner. Norristown trying to cover some of the picks that this Methacton team is setting for each other. Moore's going to get called for a reach-in foul there. So 3 fouls for Norristown already. All 3 of them appearing to be very, ticky-tacky, but it's just something that, the referee sees, and just that little touch that if you're going to call it, it's going to be a long night for you, foul-wise.
And we've said this with the boys' games. You have to keep your eyes open, and if the officials are going to call those fouls, you have to adjust your defense and not get into foul trouble. You have to notice that. You have to recognize that. I didn't see Amy Jablonski come into the game.
She just came in for Daniel Marshall.
Right.
Smart move by the Norristown coaches. I didn't see her come in either, but
she snuck in. Amy adds a lot of experience on the floor. She, of course, was taught by Melissa Kelly the finer points of basketball, and she brings a lot of experience to a young Eagle squad. And I think that young Eagle squad is growing. They're becoming better as a team, but they're still making a lot of young freshman errors. Hopefully that will start to wash away by the end of the season.
Springman, another three, and it's good. Rebecca Springman on fire so far in this game. She has 6 of Norristown's 8, and it's 8-5. Methacton wisely backing it out. Jablonski with the steal, and she's fouled there by number 33. That's Colleen Murphy with her first foul, and Methacton's first of the night.
Well, Springman brings a little bit of experience to this game too. She's been on the varsity floor for a couple years now, and I guess she's old enough to had played with Jessica Munson. Jessica, now I guess a sophomore at Princeton. She taught her a couple lessons about ball handling and shooting, and she learned also from Melissa Kelly.
Halsey off glass and it won't go. There were some great Norristown players in the past few years.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and those players were teaching players. They taught the other teammates a lot about basketball and how to handle themselves on the court. And I just wish there was, not that Amy's not a teaching player, because she is. I wish there was more experience on the Eagle team to teach some of these young players the finer points of the games. I think they really know the basics of the game. They just need to hone their skills and sharpen their talent a little bit.
Methacton calling a 20-second timeout. 8-5 now with 3:29 left in the first quarter. Top player for Norristown so far, Rebecca Springman. She has 6 tonight. Murphy now trying to break away from Halsey. 5-second violation there. Ball going back to Norristown. Yeah, we've seen it a couple times in the last few games. I'll say it again. Pretty sloppy team coming in playing against Norristown tonight.
Yeah, they're making a lot of errors that are going to cost them as the clock ticks away.
Jablonski now for 3, and it's good. Norristown on fire from behind the 3-point line.
Is tonight senior night, Greg? Were we not told about something? Because the seniors are lighting up the cords tonight. Jablonski and Springman just laying in those 3-pointers like it's nobody's business.
And they're letting the 3 freshmen know that, hey, whatever you can do, we can do better. Halsey back the other way. And a foul there. Halsey, a strong move. She head up the whole time looking down court, always looking towards the basket, and she'll go to the line to shoot too.
Yeah, she knew exactly where she was and what she had to do, and she did drive to the basket strong. I think at the beginning of the year she might have been a little more apprehensive about going to the basket that strong. As we have another Methacton or a Methacton player picking up her second foul, it's Colleen Murphy.
Halsey makes the first one.
So Coach Schaefer has to start thinking about whether Murphy's going to stay in or whether he's going to have to bring in someone to replace her.
Halsey 2 of 2. Yeah, that Methacton coach has a very, very nice last name. You know that, Mr.
Yes,
Schaefer.
it is. It's spelled wrong, but he's a nice guy. He was very helpful with some pronunciations as I filled in for the public address announcer tonight. As Lisa Casira looks to check in for the Eagles. She's another 3-point threat that the Eagles have in their arsenal as Tamara Halsey comes out of the game.
We saw her Tuesday night, I guess it was, against Upper Marion. She played probably Monday night, excuse me. Monday night against Upper Marion, Casira came in and put up 9 points in the third quarter and pretty much swung that game for Norristown, coming in hitting 3 threes.
Sasha Sims going to be called on the foul. That'll be her first for the Lady Eagles. And the 4th team foul as number 42, Julie Shaw, goes to the line.
Norristown really is a team that likes to foul a lot. As a coach, what do you say to them to try and keep them from getting in foul trouble?
Well, that's a matter of experience. And you have to know, as I said, look at the officials and look what they're calling, and you have to know when to pull back the reins and say, I'm going to get so close to that girl or that player and just tap her, and then pull back and know that you're not going to get called on a foul.
Kasira doesn't draw anything.
That's a good pass by Kasira.
We'll mark her down for an assist there. Leanne Moore with the easy finish.
That's something where at all levels of basketball, as Amy Jablonski just gets walloped. That's at all levels of basketball. You have to know when you can pull back or when you can test the limits of the official.
A walk there on Martinez. So Norristown in an unfamiliar position right now, holding a 9-point lead with 1:54 left in the first quarter. We haven't seen this from this Norristown team at all. They are a team that usually gets out to a slow start, but tonight, putting some points on the board.
Yeah. I hope it's not a coincidence that head coach Roger Jackson has been benched, so to speak, for this game as Jablonski puts up another 3-point attempt. Sitting out a game suspension for some technicals that he received in a previous game. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's just a good night for the Eagles.
Shaw now on the drive. She puts up the jumper off glass and it's good. Julie Shaw.
Good move by Shaw there. Not to be a biased announcer here. She was strong to the basket.
Springman back the other way. Rebecca Springman for 2. She has 8 tonight. Is taking full advantage of her start tonight on the floor. Now Murphy to Shaw. She puts up the jumper. Might have been partially blocked.
Wow. Wow, we had Amy Jablonski. She was mugging the player there. She wanted that ball, and that's typical Amy. She is a hustler. I had the privilege of announcing a college game this week and seeing Amy Jablonski in the stands. I believe it was Monday after the Upper Marion game. It appears that Amy wants to look at Washington College, which is a Centennial Conference school here in the local area. I believe they're out of Maryland or Washington, D.C. area. I know she's looking for the college scene right now. She saw a tough team in Washington College. They had some really good players. I hope that it works out for Amy and she takes the college of her choice. She's also looking at Shippensburg for track and field as well, so that's not a bad school either. As the Eagles hold for one last shot, put it in the hands of Springman.
She has 8 of Norristown's 17 tonight. Now Norristown will run their play. Sims off the dribble feeds Kasira. She steps behind the 3-point line. Ooh, no good there.
Good play though. That's a sign as number 30. That's a sign as Kristen Latham puts up a last-second shot there. It's a sign of a mature team. They're really starting to work different plays and things like that. With 10 seconds to go, you heard Jim Oscareggi yell out, "Let's go!" And they set up a play and they knew what they were going to go for. They were going for a 3-pointer. And that's something that the boys team have worked on, and Coach McGee has really trained his athletes to do that, and it's working for them. Now it could start working for the ladies, and that's good to see the program coming along like that.
It appears that the Norristown, unbelievably, seems to be the most, I guess you say, mature team tonight.
Yeah, they really have it together tonight. They're really showing a lot of intestinal fortitude, a lot of spirit, and a lot of drive to beat this Methacton team. I mean, look at Rebecca Springman. She's got 2 3-pointers, 8 points total, half the Eagles scoring, so that's good.
We always like to say how it's always nice to beat a team from your area. You know, Norristown beating Upper Marion on Monday night. It's always nice to have those bragging rights in the area. Unfortunately, a tough loss to Kennedy Kenrick earlier in the year, and Norristown and Kenrick have always had great battles in all sports.
This is like a border dispute because we're neighboring school districts right across Germantown Pike.
Kasira tries another 3-pointer. Won't go. Jablonski rebound. She'll wisely back it out. Kasira now. Underneath to Moore. The turnaround jumper won't go. Sims the rebound. She puts up the jumper and it's good. Sasha Sims. Good strong rebound there. Her first 2 of the night. Norristown, a double-digit lead, 11 points.
A lot of good movement underneath the basket. A lot of times you see high school girls, oh good. I was going to say it's a foul against Amy, but you see a lot of high schoolers just standing around waiting for the ball. the key to a good team is when there's constantly movement. You're moving around. I know that this is a far stretch, but I know the Boston Celtics, that was one of their things when they were in the Larry Bird era. Everyone is constantly moving around the ball because you can't just wait for the ball to come to you.
Methacton wearing Celtic green tonight, but not exactly looking like the Celtics of the 80s.
No. Right there is evidence of that.
3 girls with a chance to get a rebound. None of them gets to it. Kasira, another 3-pointer, won't go. Sims, you heard the smack of the hand.
But there's an instance where Sasha Sims, and being only a freshman, she saw the shot put up by Kasira. It wasn't going to go in. She went for the basket, went for that rebound, and put the shot right back up. She didn't even think about it. It's almost now instinct now. And that's good. That means that Sasha's learning to handle herself on the court.
So Methacton has 3 fouls tonight, and all 3 going to Colleen Murphy. Although she doesn't appear to be on the floor. I don't see her on the floor, so I don't know what the scoreboard says right now, but we'll pick up who that foul was on. Jablonski now, good feet underneath to Moore. Smart idea to kick it back out. Norristown's very patient tonight. They're not forcing any shots.
Yeah, and they're setting things up. They're bringing it out after a rebound, setting it up and getting the best shot as Sasha Sims puts in her 3rd and 4th points for the night.
You know, good presence by Leanne Moore right there. She had a chance for a turnaround jumper, but you know, she wasn't in the best of positions to hit that shot. So she backed it out and worked it around. Finally got the Sims, who got the best shot out of everybody.
Ooh, that was a bad foul on Sasha's part. That's going to be her 2nd foul. I think that 3rd foul was on Colleen Murphy. She left the game there, and number 20 came in, Katie Kapanets or Karpanech. She came in, so that was Murphy's 3rd foul. She's sitting on the bench looking a little dejected.
So now Michelle Rezepka to the line. It's not exactly great form from the line.
Wow.
But I guess it gets the job done. The high arcing rainbow from Rezepka. 1 of 2. 21-9 with 6 minutes left in the first half. Halsey now directing the offense. Feed to Marshall. Errant pass there, and Martinez will come up court. The feed to Shaw. Poked away by Sims. Just couldn't get back to it.
Ooh,
a
nice
block underneath. I think that was Leanne Moore that got that one.
It could have been Halsey as well. They were both there harassing the Methacton player, and good job too. They were smart to keep their hands up, get that ball, and get that hand back so you don't hit the arm.
Leanne Moore takes a well-deserved break. Number 32, Candace Williams, a junior, into the game. Halsey read that pass, just couldn't get it back, however. Martinez will back it out.
Jablonski almost a steal there.
Very close to a lot of steals tonight from Norristown. They're reading it, they're just not getting there quick enough.
Yeah, I just saw something from Amy Jablonski. I know she was watching that college game on Monday, because that's exactly what college women do. When that ball is a dead ball, when they lose their dribble, they yell dead, 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 dead. I know she saw that on Monday. It's intense at her sinus with the girls yelling dead. You think it's we're at a funeral parlor or something like that. But I think Amy's got a lot going for her on the basketball court. She's finally seeing some quality time in this game and proving her mettle, because although she only has 3 points, she's really doing a good job on defense. There's a substitution there for Methacton. Not sure who came in the game. Oh, that's a junior varsity player, Jen Roberts, number 13.
Coach Schaefer going deep to the bench tonight. Julie Shaw, 2 of 2, and 21-11 to score now as Halsey feeds over Jablonski.
And just as I said that comment about movement, now the Eagles are cement feet. They're just standing still. That's not going to get anything done.
Marshall tried to get position. Halsey now the jumper, it's good.
That was a good play there by Marshall. She knew she couldn't battle against the taller Methacton girl. She dished it right back out to Halsey, and she laid it in for 2.
You look over that Methacton bench, there's one coach staring off into space, one coach that's just, very casual.
Yeah, well,
and head coach Jim Schaefer is leaning back in his chair saying this is going to be a very long night.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Craig Kaminsky and Kevin Kaminsky. I'm sure they're brothers or cousins, and they've been around the game of basketball a while, and they're probably a little bit miffed by what's going on here tonight. There's a touch foul on Jablonski. It'll be a second foul.
The only thing we can say tonight from both officials, Bob Leahy and Brian McCabe, is that it's really been consistent with with the touch fouls.
Oh yeah, and with 4.5 minutes into the second quarter, we're going to have to keep an eye on some of these girls who have 2 fouls now. They could pick up another one by the half. That's trouble for both teams.
Springman back into the game for Norristown. Sims with the rebound, pushes it up to Springman. Her jumper off glass is way off.
I think she tried to pass that ball. Slipped out of her hand.
Looks like it was a little bit of that indecision. You see something at the last second.
She was halfway in between a move there.
Right. Zepka trapped in the corner. Ball off of Methacton, going to Norristown.
Good call there by the official, and Sasha Sims sort of did one of those hands back thing. I didn't touch it. No, don't look at me. I think she might have convinced the official on that one.
Oftentimes when you do that, the official will look at you and say, "Good try, but it's not going to work."
But sometimes you can do an Academy Award Oscar-winning acting job and get away with it, as I think Sims did there.
No real movement off the ball from Norristown now. They seem to contend on just dribbling around outside.
And looking for a good shot. I think that without the presence of a shot clock, they can just do this all night if they want. Wait till one of the links in the chain gets weak and then take advantage of it, as Sasha just did right there. Her defender let her guard down, and that was it.
Norristown's on fire from the floor tonight. Why not? It makes your life a lot easier when all you do is just wear a team down until they're going to make a mistake. Martinez tried to feed that one. Marshall with the steal, trying to go coast to coast. She can't get it to go. Springman gets the follow. Rebecca Springman.
What a player there. She was waiting for that ball to come down. I think she could see the shot was a little bit askew or awry, and she was just waiting for it to come down and put an easy layup in. What a player.
Jumper right there, not even close, but an easy rebound. Michelle Rzepka.
Another good play on Methacton there. She did the exact same thing. She saw the shot was a little bit off, and she was waiting for that basket. That was good by Methacton. That's patience there. Tamara Halsey didn't see anything setting up. She pulls it back. Williams is battling inside there with number 21, Baumgartner.
Springman the jumper. A little force there, and Martinez gets the rebound. Melissa Martinez goes behind her back. Feeds it to Shaw. Off of her foot, but right into the hands of number 31, Martinez. Now Norristown will slow it down once again. Norristown will call a timeout. 1:47 left in the first half. 27-13. This just doesn't look like the Norristown team we've seen all year.
It's a different team, and that's a good thing. They really look like they're working together. They're setting up plays. They're being patient. They're not making those freshman errors. And they've got tenacious defense and really potent offense out there, with Sasha Sims laying in 6 points so far, and Halsey with 6, and Springman with 10. We have a player in double digits for the Eagles, and we're not even out of the first half.
And the thing we've seen from Norristown this year is that they do play low-scoring games. They don't score a lot of points, and their victories are usually by 6 or 7 points. That's just because they play, good defense. Tonight we're seeing Norristown 27 points. That's usually a third quarter number for them.
Yeah, this is definitely a different game than we're used to seeing.
Marshall's jumper won't go. Rebound to Baumgartner. Martinez, baseball pass to Shaw. She threw that thing like a shot put. She had the form and everything. Feet underneath to Rezepka. It's good there. Methacton trying to keep this thing close to give them a chance in the second half. Halsey the handoff to Springman. Sims to Marshall. Marshall's jumper won't go. Now Methacton with a chance cut the lead to single digits.
Nice dribbling there by Martinez.
Is that offsides, I think he called? Or,
no, I think it's a blocking foul there. I think it might have been an illegal pick or a blocking foul.
Sorry, I got my sports confused there. I saw the offsides
against
call.
Baumgartner. That's her first. That's okay, Greg. We're starting to meld into different seasons now.
The fact that a yellow flag came out of his pocket didn't help you.
No.
Halsey now with the rebound.
Springman taking another three-point opportunity there. Decent shot, just a little bit off, as the Eagles will hold for the last shot, as they did in the first quarter.
Now with 10, Norristown needs to run their play. Springman's shot, no good. Baumgartner now. A good tie up there from Rebecca Springman. Norristown will get the ball back with 2.7 left.
You know what she was saying there? I missed my shot. I got to rebound and I got to get back the ball and get a chance here with 2.7. Hey, there's a shot and there's Sasha Sims for three. Oh, almost in there.
Norristown, a great first half, 27-15. Absolutely spectacular play from Norristown. They've done such a great job tonight, led by senior Rebecca Springman. She has 10. Tammy Halsey and Sasha Sims with 6 each. So, 12-point lead for Norristown. We'll be back in a few moments to bring you third quarter action from Norristown Area High School.
Tell me over there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for second half action here from Norristown Area High School. Score is 27-15 at halftime. I'm Greg Fry, joined by Neil Schaefer. Neil, what have you seen tonight from this Norristown team that we haven't seen in a long time?
Well, we've seen scoring. We've seen 27 points in the first half, 10 from Rebecca Springman and a couple other girls with 6 points. We've seen a pretty tenacious defense, stripping the ball a couple times from Methacton and getting a lot of jump balls. This is a different Norristown squad on the floor.
Martinez will inbound it to Murphy. Murphy has 3 fouls. Picked up all 3 of them. Had to sit most of the second quarter for Methacton. Leanne Moore with the steal. She may dunk the way she was going. Leanne Moore with it very quick too. Ooh, but she is down on the ground, and that is not good for Norristown.
She looked like she did a little hop, skip, and a jump towards the basket, and I think she came down wrong on her one knee. I think I know what that pain feels like, just a little bit, like your knee almost gives out just a little bit.
You can feel it just like right now.
You can, if you're an athlete, you've done that before one time in your life, and I think what will happen is it'll just be a little bit of ice for a couple, maybe a half an hour, and it'll feel better. But she went down hard. She knew as soon as she hit the floor that it hurt. Although she did make the shot, that's the one good thing.
Yeah.
She kept her peace of mind. I was going to say that although we're talking about the Eagle squad doing so well, we also have to remember that Methacton is a less than quality squad. They are only 4-11, and they are suffering a little bit tonight. They're just not making their shots, and they're making some mistakes. But this is a game that's a confidence builder that Coach Oscar Reggie and Coach Jackson can work on and say, you did this right in the Methacton game. Why can't you do it against another school? All right, get those shots up that are quality shots as Leanne Moore comes off the floor.
She was having a little bit of a limp in her step, but
it's almost
she's
like
walking off on her own power.
It's a funny bone injury. That's what I equate it with. I have to ask our head athletic trainer there what the exact diagnosis is, but that's what I would assume it was. It didn't look like she really blew anything out. It just sort of like she locked her knee out.
So let's hope Leanne Moore is all right, and let's hope we see her later on in this game.
As
athletic trainer Dennis Flynn will always do a nice job.
Yep, Candace Williams in the game for her. Candace had a pretty good couple minutes there in the first half. She was really battling inside with the taller Methacton player, and she held her own.
Shaw now to Murphy, inside to Zepka. Back out to Murphy. She'll put up a three, partially blocked by Tammy Halsey. Williams will grab it and slow things down for Norristown. Halsey's jumper, and it's good.
That was a very mature play right there. She took one step in towards the basket and put up a nice little jump shot there, and that was a really nice shot.
Norristown is, let's just say it, they're shooting well tonight. You know, we've seen a lot of these moves from the same players. You know, before we've seen Tammy Halsey drive to the basket, but we've never seen her, you know, be able to hit that jumper in the lane. She's getting that to go tonight, and that's what's making Norristown real successful.
Michelle Rozepka does the same thing on her end of the court. She had the peace of mind to take one step towards the basket and make an easy shot. Look at Williams battling underneath there. Double team now.
She's going to get called for a travel. Good job of Methacton in doubling Candace Williams down there. She kind of got trapped and couldn't do anything with the ball. So now Methacton will get it back.
Ooh, Martinez going to be called on the foul there, a push foul. We had a nice presentation at halftime there, Greg. East Norriton and Eisenhower girls basketball, young players being recognized, and also a nice little demonstration by the cheerleaders as well. And I had the pleasure of announcing those girls, and I did announce that this is the future of Norristown basketball. And it looked like there was a lot of energy out there on the floor. Hopefully that they'll step up next year to the high school ranks and add something to the team.
And a lot of people, that's a good thing. Norristown with the steal. Marshall can't get it to go off of Candace Williams' hands. Going back to Methacton. Leanne Moore back on the bench for Norristown. It's good to see her back from the athletic trainer's office. Candace Williams was fouled there by number 21, Heather Baumgartner.
Danielle Marshall was doing a little bit of thinking there on the court. I think her coach might have planted a thought in her mind. Martinez does not have a left. She cannot dribble with her left hand. And Marshall was guiding her towards her left. That's another mature thing that you do. You take advantage of your opposition's weakness. Breaking the press very good right there.
Springman's jumper goes. Rebecca Springman, 12 points tonight.
Wow, that was really nice too.
Good job of Norristown of pressing the ball up court. Wide open is Shaw. The air must have gotten a piece of that one. It's now Norristown coming back the other way. Springman puts up the jumper. First thing wouldn't fall for Springman tonight. Halsey's jumper, no good, but she was fouled. She'll go to the line for two. The lids have been taken off of the basket tonight for Norristown.
Yes, indeed. They are really putting them in, and with a 16-point lead now. I guess that's their biggest lead so far in the game. And Halsey can add to that lead.
Halsey misses the first. While we have a moment here, we want to thank the Norristown School District for bringing you tonight's game. Director of Communications, Mr. Tony Koya. Our producer and director tonight, Mrs. Cheryl Emerson, and our cameraman, Garrett Hickman. Always doing a fine job volunteering their time tonight. A little bit of disagreement by the two referees. They decide on a jump ball. Possession arrow to Norristown.
That was an interesting little call there. They disagreed, so they jumped it.
It's like a do-over in playground ball.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure Dick Vitale wouldn't have appreciated that, or wouldn't have liked that. He would have said, "Oh, the officials have to make a call there, baby."
Sims now, the jumper, no good. She's going to get called for an over-the-back foul. That's 3 on Sasha Sims. We know Dickie V was excited this week. Got him calling that North Carolina Duke
wow,
game.
he was really pumped. I know that he doesn't play favorites, but that game had to be one of his favorites with tradition in both schools, Carolina and Duke. And I don't usually get to watch a lot of college games, but I watched that one and I listened to him and I tried to get some pointers off of him for announcing. I can't emulate him. I can't duplicate him. There's no way.
Nobody can, I don't think. You can try, and Coach Jackson referred to it the last game when he was on the broadcast with us. You just can't duplicate him. He's a one-man show, really.
He was going off about a whole variety of subjects, and I was just like, wow, I couldn't even talk about that kind of stuff. He's talking so quickly. The foul there on Rebecca Springman, her first foul, and number 21, Heather Baumgartner, goes to the line. She makes the first one from Methacton as Lisa Casira comes into the game for Norristown.
Lane violation on Norristown. Methacton will shoot another. Baumgartner misses even with the reprieve, and Candace Williams brings down the rebound. 33-18, 4:39 left in the third quarter. Kassir now swings it to Halsey. They play a little game of catch. Halsey puts up the jumper. Won't go. Candace Williams trying to bring down the rebound. She's got it. A 3-second violation called against Norristown.
She spent 2 of those seconds trying to get rid of the ball, and the other one just standing there. But she had peace of mind to dump it back out. She knew she wasn't going to get shot with the double team inside. Press here is working. It's stifling Methacton's tried an offensive rhythm. Martinez was running one-hander, no good.
I don't know if that was for. I thought she was gonna, pull a little bit of Spud Webb, throw it off the backboard and go up for the dunk, but.
Much like Spud Webb, I don't think Martinez has that kind of leap in her legs, although he can get up there.
Baumgartner now.
Williams got clocked in the face with an elbow. That's why she pushed back there.
There's some battles going on underneath there.
Yeah. Quickly, Erica Deaver comes off the bench and spells Candace Williams as we need to have Candace cool down just a little bit. Erica, a sophomore, getting some varsity experience here.
Can you feel the love in the building right now?
That's right. You could cut the tension on the court with a knife right now.
Murphy on the drive.
That was a little sort of sportsman-like hug there, but I'm sure they were both saying in each other's ears, I'll get you next time, as we know that high school basketball is at times very competitive.
Fouls on Lisa Kassir, her first of the night. Norristown with 4 fouls so far in this third quarter. Play has slowed down a little bit in this game. Shaw's shot goes, and Tammy Halsey's going to get called for the foul. For Halsey, her second of the night. Well, folks, this broadcast is probably going to be shown after the Super Bowl, but I'm going to ask him now and get him in trouble. Who are you looking for?
Well, I think Denver has the best shot at winning the Super Bowl, but I'm an underdog type of guy. I think Atlanta has just as good a shot, if not better, because they really have nothing to lose. I'm going to go with Denver by 10. But it's going to be a close game until maybe like the last quarter. I think Denver will pull away. You can't shut down Terrell Davis and John Elway's passing attack. You can't shut down both. You can only shut down one. And when they shut down one, the Broncos can go the other way. I think the Atlanta Falcons are one sort of shoot offense. They got Jamal Anderson. Once you shut him down, I think the whole team crumbles around them. Although I got to give it to Dan Reeves getting them to the Super Bowl. I really didn't. If you would have said Atlanta in the beginning of the year is going to the Super Bowl, I would have said they have about as good a shot as that as me winning the Boston Marathon. I'm looking through the paper here, Greg. I know you're like, well,
Boston Marathon, huh?
yeah, I don't think I have a shot. I'm looking through the paper there. I know we have a really big game coming up back here at Norristown in about a week when the guys take on Hatboro Horsham. Hopefully we'll be broadcasting that game, and that should be a packed house as they destroyed Hatboro in Hatboro's gymnasium early in the season. It should be a good it's a good rivalry, and it should be a great game.
Not an easy one for the boys team on Tuesday night when they'll be playing Cheltenham, a team that is considered pretty much, that third team in that league.
Yeah.
They'd be first in a lot of other leagues. Unfortunately, they have two teams in front of them that are pretty good. Rebound from Baumgartner.
And the Cheltenham coach knows that. He knows that he's going to be the third seed from Suburban 1 behind those two teams. And he's reserved to as they put up a three-point attempt there with Murphy. He knows that, but he also says that he can just get in there and mix it up with the good teams.
So Halsey will slow things down. Erica Deaver gets her first time of the night. She's number 44 on the court. Norristown with some ball movement now. Sims off the dribble. The jumper won't go. Grabs her own rebound somehow. Springman, nice little move. She can't get it to go. She's gone a little bit cold right here in this third quarter. The baseball pass to Murphy. Bounce pass to Baumgartner. Rzepka to Shaw. Won't go. Rebound there, Tammy Halsey.
All right, Greg, you put me on the spot for the Super Bowl. Let's get your opinion on the Denver-Atlanta matchup.
I think it's going to be a good game. Back to Norristown basketball.
Yikes.
I am not a good predictor of sports, I can honestly say. I'm one of those guys who still thinks the Generals are going to pull one out against the Globetrotters one of these nights.
All right, Greg, we'll go back to Norristown basketball if you think that.
Hey, I thought the Bills were going to win one of those years too, but I guess not.
Well, I thought Green Bay had a walkover last year, and Denver proved me wrong. So, as number 42, Julie Shaw put up a nice shot there from Methacton. We're getting away from the game, and Methacton's crawling back in. They're only down by 9 points now, and a chance to cut it to 7.
Norristown's got to be really careful. And sometimes, you get in that position where you get that lead and you're not used to having that big a lead. Steal from Halsey and Martinez. Sloppy foul there. But you get in that position where you're not used to having that big lead. You start to break down a little bit because you figure it's going to be an easy night for you. And there's never an easy night, really.
You're in no man's land as Leanne Moore and Lisa Casira come back in for the Eagles. And you do get sort of lulled asleep, and you don't look at the scoreboard, and before you know it, you're back in a close game with Methacton.
Approaching a minute now in the third quarter. Casira to Halsey. It's very close to being a walk, I thought.
Away with that one.
Ball's on the floor, and Norris will come back out with it. Halsey.
They'd be smart to hold it right here and waste 45 seconds off the clock. Don't give Methacton a chance to keep their momentum on the run. That's exactly what they should do, is stop the momentum right now. Hold it till the last shot.
Methacton gets that easy layup with 10 seconds left. You start to think, okay, it's 7 points, but 9 points right now, and Norristown dominating with ball possession, but Heather Baumgartner with the rebound there.
I would have waited a little bit longer there. They still give Methacton a shot to come back. Martinez takes a look at the clock. Smart move there. She was running out of time. She went to the basket and got Danielle Marshall to commit that third foul.
Now Melissa Martinez to the line. Chance to pull her team within 7 with 5 seconds left.
I try to refrain from telling coaches how to do their job because I hate when other people tell me how to do my job, but if I were Jim Oscareggi right now, I would think about getting Amy Jablonski back into the game. Down the stretch, pound for pound, Amy can use her experience to pull out some points and pull out some steals that maybe a freshman player may not have that experience. I'd also get Rebecca Springman back in because she had a hot hand early. She's a little cold right now, but she can use her experience as well.
Martinez 1 of 2 from the line.
Because now it's 8 points. Put it up, Sasha.
No shot from Norristown. So at the end of 3 quarters, Norristown's lead has been cut down from their halftime lead. Still, they are up by 8, 33-25.
And Methacton had their best quarter right there in the third quarter. Although they only scored 8 points, they held Norristown to 6, which is pretty good, since Norristown was on a scoring frenzy in the first half. So Methacton's not out of the game yet, and Norristown can't sit back and rest on their laurels because they still have 8 minutes of tight basketball to play.
Imagine that we'll have a very exciting fourth quarter. We had a nail-biter Monday night. Girls pulling out a 4-point win against Upper Marion. Down the 5. Coming onto the floor for Norristown will be Leanne Moore, Danielle Marshall, Lisa Kasira, Tamara Halsey, and Sasha Sims.
Norristown's got to keep up their intensity and make smart plays like they were doing in the first half, being patient with the ball and passing it around. Hopefully we're saying that loud enough that they can hear us.
Always nice to get a smile from one of the players on the court.
They've got to be patient, work it around, keep the movement going. I don't want to do their coaching for them.
Well, Coach, I think you just called the next play.
No, please don't hold me responsible for that. But that is what they were doing in the first half. You have to agree, Greg. They were working that ball around, just what they were doing, what they're doing right now, looking for the open shot, looking for that weak link. That's how they scored all those points. They got some scorers out there. They got to use them. I'm getting like Dickie V. There was the shot right there. A decent shot, too, and a rebound. Here we go. Pulled out again.
There we go. Lisa Kasira.
It works. It works.
Her first 3 of the night. Coach Schaefer's going to get the game ball if they win this game tonight.
You got to play defense. You got to shut this down just like they were doing in the first half. Tough defense. Hold them. Hold them to 1 shot. No rebounds.
Well, I think I see the clipboard coming out of your suit or out of your briefcase now.
Right in her face there, Leanne. Look at that. Right steal. Good steal by Danielle. Strong to the hoop.
She missed the layup. Moore follow and a foul there. Danielle Marshall, a nice job on the steal. Good defense from Leanne Moore. The 2 of them result in Leanne Moore going to the line.
Because as we look across, we have experience coming into the game in Colleen Murphy. We have a ball handler. We have a junior who can put in the basket as well. So you got to stay tough because Jim Schaefer's going to bring in his starters again. He has a shot at this game. I'm still waiting for that 50-50. Maybe that's why I'm getting all pumped up. I have just as good a shot as you, Greg. You have 3 tickets over there. I have 3 tickets.
And we both know neither of us will win. Leanne Moore now. The curse of the table, I'm telling you. 2 of 2 from the line. Back out to a 13-point lead.
Watch this. Here we go.
The baseball pass off of Danielle Marshall and Melissa Martinez now. Back it out for Methacton. Underneath the Baumgartner, the spin move won't go, but Leanne Moore going to get called for the foul. Number 2 tonight on Leanne Moore. Heather Baumgartner to the line. She has 2 tonight for Methacton. Really hasn't taken advantage. Use that height inside.
Having some trouble from the free throw line as well. She missed a couple earlier, now she missed that one. She's only a sophomore though, so she'll build on her, she'll build up some experience, and she's got a sister, Celeste, who's a freshman. I'm sure that's a vicious neighborhood game there with 2 girls on a varsity basketball team and pickup games in the neighborhood.
That one too tall for Lisa Kassir. If she was 5'3", not 5'2", she might have been able to get to that one, but just over her head, so now Methacton will get the ball back. Shaw now guarded closely by Sims. She'll hand off to Martinez. Rzepka with the pass, and it's broken up. Halsey now one-on-one with Martinez. Halsey high off the glass. Tamara Halsey in the double digits now with 10 tonight.
Tamara had to make a choice there, whether to drive it up or pull it back and waste some time off the clock. She made the right move.
Norristown starting to pull away now, up 14. Martinez, and it won't go.
There it is
Marshall
again.
with speed back the other way. Her layup just won't go. Norristown ball now. Rebecca Springman into the game for Lisa Casira. Danielle Marshall with no points tonight. And folks, I don't know if she's ever going to score. She had 2 breakaways tonight. She's missed both layups. You know, she's kicking herself for that one, but doing a nice job of shutting down Melissa Martinez in that Methacton offense.
Yep, and Jim Schaefer calls a timeout. He needs a pep talk here for the last 6 minutes of the game. Norristown was letting it get a little close there. They were up only by 7 points. Now they're back up to 14, seeming to have control. Jim Oscareggi moving players in and out. Smart to do that. Don't let any one girl to get too comfortable in a position. Keep them moving. Norristown here has another shot to increase their lead up to 16.
Norristown very patient right now. Springman to Halsey. Tried to bounce pass underneath the board.
That's not a bad look there. It went bad on that one, but that's a good look there. Pass it around, put the defense to sleep on the perimeter, and dish it inside. Springman gets called for the foul there.
It's always good when you can get entry passes inside, because it really establishes a couple of things right there for your offense.
Yeah, and Leanne Moore with her sophomore hands, hey, in 1 year or a couple years, she'll be able to take that inside shot there. Grab the ball. It was a nice pass there. I think it was Danielle Marshall, or no, it was Tamara Halsey. She had a nice little bounce pass there into Leanne Moore, and Leanne will 9 times out of 10 get that.
So Melissa Martinez to the line. I can also say Melissa Martinez, as she makes her first one, has put up 2 of the ugliest layup attempts tonight on the court.
Yeah, but she's not shy. She's going to drive the basket, and that's sometimes what you have to do. On a squad that's struggling right now, only scoring 27 points and 15 of those in the first half, you have to have someone that's going to take their chance and drive to the basket. As we see a new player come in here, that's Celeste Baumgartner, the sister of Heather. She's only a freshman. She's playing in a varsity basketball game.
How would you like to meet their parents? Their parents are probably an average of about 6'5".
I would say so. I would say they have very tall parents. I'm looking over in the Methacton crowd now. I don't see any very tall parents, although it can be deceiving when you're sitting down. I would imagine that they have some height in their family. Sort of a Twin Towers approach to Methacton basketball right now.
So which one's Ralph Sampson and which one's Hakeem Olajuwon?
I don't know. I'm glad you're here to remember those 2, because I would have had trouble.
It's just boredom when watching one of those NBA specials on ESPN. Yeah. Moore with the jumper, won't go, and Celeste Baumgartner got the rebound. Moore tried to rip it away from her. Possession arrow going to Methacton. Coming back in the game is number 32, Michelle Rzepka. She'll come in for 21, Heather Baumgartner. Methacton ball. Martinez now inbounds to Baumgartner. She was very close to doing about 3 things wrong right there. Martinez's jumper, no good. Sasha Sims came flying in there for a rebound. Nice job right there by the freshman.
Yeah, she didn't take any prisoners there. She just took the rebound right away. Springman, a little error there. Good intentions though. Good intentions for a 3-pointer, and it was right on line, just not long enough.
Baumgartner now tried to feed it to Shaw. Springman all over, and it goes off of Methacton back to Norristown.
4:23 left in the game, and Norristown has to play some smart ball here, hold this nice 12-point lead, and walk out of here with a victory.
It'd be nice for them, is they are playing 2 games within a span of 24 hours. They have an 11 o'clock game tomorrow morning at Coatesville.
Non-league game. I'm sure it's going to be a tough one. And Coatesville, known as a basketball school, at least for the boys.
Marshall jumper won't go. In and out of the hands of Springman. Back the other way, 2-on-1. Bounce pass to Martinez, blocked by Leanne Moore. Great job right there by the center from Norristown. Ball off of the Norristown player, going back to Methacton. Substitution coming into the game, number 30, Kristen Latham in the game for 31, Melissa Martinez.
We have a clock malfunction.
I can honestly say I don't remember the score and I don't remember the time, so I can't help you there.
Well, you could add up your points here, Greg, on your sheets. I think it was 40-28. I'm going to claim that score. Hopefully it comes back up on the board, and I believe there was 4:56 left in the game.
Yeah, and you made that prediction that the Broncos were going to win by 10.
That's true. So
We'll see if you're 0 for 2. Hold on.
I think it's 40-28, though.
Are you a betting man?
The book should say 40-28.
Well, I have 24 from Methacton. So I don't know if you were playing the over or under or not, but
I don't know here.
we'll try to figure out what the problem here is.
I guess at this juncture, we want to thank Norristown Area School District TV Communications Department, head by Tony Koya. Our cameraman tonight, good old Garrett Hickman, and our producer tonight is Cheryl Emerson. We're here every game, doing our best impression of Dick Vitale. I think we've had a pretty good season so far, Greg. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, maybe fortunately for you, John Price hasn't been present at these games. I miss my partner there, but you have been a welcome addition, Greg, and you're doing a fine job. I know a lot of people are watching them on Channel 3, local cable station, and they always say to me they recognize my voice, but they don't know that other guy. And I say, he's a student. He has a real future as an announcer because he knows the game and he performs well behind the microphone. So hopefully you go on to bigger and better things there, Greg. What are your plans for the future as far as career?
I appreciate it. I'd love to come back next year, definitely, and call a very exciting football team that made it to the finals of the Class 4A. Lost that tough game against CB West. I'd love to call them next year and come back and call this team, definitely, and go to college and, like you said, move on to bigger and better things. This is definitely what I want to get into, and this is, I absolutely love this. Number one, I get into the games for free, which is always a nice little bonus.
Yeah,
but
there are plenty of opportunities in college. I'm speaking from experience to do announcing for football games and basketball games and public address announcer, and that's the way you break into it and build up that resume. Maybe someday you'll be up to my level. I don't know, but look at the score there, Greg. Look at the score.
All right, folks.
40-28.
All right, let me just say right now, I'm going to be a broadcasting major, not a math major.
40-28, just as I predicted. There's a little less time on the clock, though. I said it was just around 4 minutes.
So that means the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl, right? Yeah,
by 10 points, too. Go to the bookies tonight, lay down your money because it's coming true. Got 3:42 left in the game as our score clock comes back on. And we do have a 12-point lead still for Norristown, as I believe it'll be Methacton ball underneath there.
Well, you know what? I figured out what I did. Marked down a foul as a free throw, and that was not a good thing on my part. So you were correct, 40-28. Go back to action now. Colleen Murphy.
More tough defense here by the Eagles, keeping them out on the perimeter, not letting them penetrate with that ball.
Celeste Baumgartner now out to Colleen Murphy. The jumper will not go for her, and Springman comes out of there with a rebound.
Norristown taking their time, bringing it down the court. They're not in a rush. Although Methacton putting on the pressure defense here, not something that they did all game, and Norristown has to respond.
Sims trying to break down Shaw off the dribble. Feeds Halsey. And up to Sims, and Norristown doing a great job right now. They've run off about 35 seconds off the clock, and Sims just can't get it to go. Leanne Moore absolutely robbed right there. She can't get it to go. Halsey, gets it to go for the Methacton player. Back to Norristown. Martinez into the game for Latham.
Yeah, they just wasted a good minute there and no scoring, and they get the ball back, so they have another shot here at wasting another minute off the clock, and they'll win by default.
Sims lost a dribble but regains it. Great crossover right there on Julie Shaw, but it won't go for Sims, and now Methacton back the other way. They may just run out of time, however, as they need 12 points and they need them very quickly. Reach in foul there. That one will go against Tamara Halsey, her third of the night. Now Julie Shaw to the line. She's Methacton's leading scorer with 11 tonight, and now 12. One of two from Shaw, and Leanne Moore hands it off to Tamara Halsey. So Norristown appears that they are on their way to another victory. Good week for them so far. That's the other thing. Tamara Halsey was in trouble right there, and great communication from everybody right there to make sure everybody knew who was getting the ball, and Norristown knew exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah, and they were panicking a little bit, but they still kept peace of mind to come to the ball and get it. They were bounded in there by the timeline. They were right at half court, which as a coach you want to push your team as close to the basket as possible before you get in those bad situations. But Sasha Sims gets fouled there. She's going to the line. Decent free throw shooter that she is. She adds to the Norristown lead. It's up to 12.
Sister for sister there. It's Heather Baumgartner back in the game for Celeste Baumgartner. Sims, 1 of 2 from the line, going Methacton's way. This Norristown team getting better and better as the year goes on. You'd think if they would keep playing for another year, they'd be close to being undefeated.
Yeah, I really think that this game has shown a lot of maturity, a lot of coming around for this team. I'm sure the first game that we did this year, we didn't see any squad that didn't even get close to resembling this squad on the floor right now, or the substitutes that have been coming in. So it shows that hard work is paying off. Coach Jackson running a tough ship over there, and his most competent assistant, Jim Oscareggi. Jim now, I guess, under his second head coach, and doing a couple of the head coaching duties there for a little bit by himself. He's been around the Norristown program for about 5 or 6 years now.
And a walk right there from Colleen Murphy. As you said, it's always nice to have a couple of coaches that can fill in when your head coach
and Lardita
keep you on the bench for any reason.
Not to cut Lardita Rideout short, she went through this program at Norristown. She was a good basketball player in her own right. She brings a lot of experience, and she can talk to the young ladies and give them some pointers from the inside perspective. As Methacton gets a steal there and converts it into 2 points and cuts the lead to 11.
Smart idea right there from Methacton calling the timeout. So 41-31 now. I saw 30 and they just added another
they
point.
Just added another point. I thought I was seeing things. It's down to 10 now. By the minute, we're going cutting into that lead.
Methacton's offense is so quick. I didn't even see him put another point on the board.
That's right. Norristown has to come out and once again play some smart ball. Do exactly what they've been doing all game. Pull it out. Make the Methacton defense make a mistake or jump on an opportunity there. As Coach Oscar Reggie brings out the same 5 girls, Marshall, Sims, Leanne Moore, Hawsey, and the 3-point specialist, Rebecca Springman. Methacton playing a tough defense here, and they're going to get called for a foul right off the get-go.
We'll have a 1-and-1 as Tamara Hawsey will walk the length of the court. It's always fun to call these games, but it's always much more fun to call a win, definitely.
Yeah, that's a pleasure as an announcer in high school because it's very nice to go and announce a win. We know that Abington win, the boys win was a nail biter, literally a nail biter here, and it was nice that we came out with a victory.
My nails are just growing back right this week.
We need to get you some gloves or something like that so you're chewing on a glove instead.
Give me that nail polish that they tell you. Put the nail polish on the hands. They always used to do that for me during baseball season because I always used to bite my nails during baseball season. They also told me that I hit about 200 points higher when I wasn't biting my nails during the season.
Oh,
that was the year I started chewing gum.
You have to tie your hands down or something like that, underneath the table or something, or behind your back.
I'd put my hands behind my back, but then I wouldn't be able to keep score.
If that's what it takes, Greg, I'll keep score for you. I'll call you the nailless announcer here. As Sasha Sims drains another basket, increases the lead to 11 points with just over a minute to play. It looks like a lock here for Norristown.
And really a team effort from Norristown tonight. You know, we have 6 scorers for Norristown tonight. Most of their scoring coming from their starters. The feed there to Marshall, and 1. Danielle Marshall gets the layup to go, and finally she gets onto the board for Norristown. They'll have some substitutions coming into the game. Everybody getting the warm-up suits off. Erica Deaver into the game.
Methacton getting some opportunities here, some substitutions. Jim Schaefer doing wholesale substituting.
And for some reason, he's doing them one at a time. I don't know why, but this has been the longest substitution in history. Norristown counters. This is like a hockey game. It's line changes.
All right, you're going to Sheena Manning for the Eagles as Sasha Sims gets a good round of applause. How many points did she have tonight?
She had 7 for
7 points, but quite a presence out there on the court as Danielle Marshall lines up her first shot.
We'll go now, number 20, she was in the game for a while, Katie Karpenitz.
We have some other players out there for Methacton. That's number 45, Kathy Breitbarth. Number 43 already, she was already in, Celeste Baumgartner. Number 15, Carrie Kiefer getting some time. So it's nice to see Jim Schaefer looking at the clock, realizing let's get some subs in to get some varsity time. It's the only way you build a program is to get those girls out on the court.
Carpet, it's now 102.
She gets her name in the box score with 2 points.
Springman comes up with that one. Hands all over from Kristen Latham. Now Springman will go to the line. So with 48.6 seconds left, turned into a foul fest.
It's going to be 2 shots too. 2 shots because they're up to 10 fouls as Amy Jablonski looks to check in for the shooter, Rebecca Springman.
First one good from Springman.
Oh, nope, it's going to be Halsey instead.
Tamara Halsey will go to the bench. She played such a great game tonight. She finished with 10 for Norristown.
Chrissy Hunsberger is going to come in for Rebecca Springman, and I guess Oscar Reggie's going to do the same thing here. He's going to bring in one substitute at a time. Katie Heslin in for Danielle Marshall. Danielle Marshall had a pretty good game. I don't think she had a lot of scoring, but she definitely stole the ball a lot, played some tough defense, and deserves a round of applause, as does Rebecca Springman. She had the hot hand early for the Eagles.
A smile on Rebecca Springman's face. Oh, very appropriate. Erica Deaver comes flying in. She'll get called for her first one of the night. We'll walk the other way.
It is going to be a foul fest, Greg, and I think that's what the girls want to do. They want to get their name in the paper because once you commit a foul or score a point, you're in the box score.
Well, the foul shots aren't too entertaining, but so we'll move on to something else entertaining. So what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing this weekend? Is that a pickup, Greg? Jeez. I have
Excuse me, I was just interested, because we need to find something to talk about.
I have 2 college games tomorrow. I have a doubleheader at Ursinus. I have the men at 2 o'clock, or excuse me, the women at 2 o'clock, and then the men at 7:30. Sometime in there, I'm going to try to see a gymnastics meet too against the Naval Academy.
Deaver shot goes.
Yeah.
Erica Deaver, 2 points.
She gets a big round of applause from the crowd and the bench. Jablonski keeps up that tenacious defense, harassment all the time. 21 seconds to go, and Norristown will come away with another victory.
Drive now. Shot was partially blocked. Chrissy Hunsberger, nice job on the tie-up. Those 2 girls hit the floor pretty hard. That's number 45, Kathy Breitbarth. She's getting up slowly. She hit her head on the floor.
She's seeing the birds now. Got to hand it to her. Gets up right on, stays on the court. Most coaches would take her out, but she says, I want to stay in. Hunsberger with an opportunity here to get some varsity points, and she does. And that's it. Norristown scoring a half a century. That's something you don't see from Norristown lady basketball. 50-32, a total team effort. Even the substitutes coming in there and doing a good job. Some even scoring for Norristown. I see Greg had them up there. We've got 6 or 7 girls on the scoring column and a couple in double digits. Got to hand it to Coach Jackson and Coach Oscar Reggie and Coach Rideout for bringing together a squad there, knowing that Methacton is a little weak on the offensive boards, coming out with a victory there, and a fine victory, an 18-point win. Greg, you're ready with the wrap-up.
I'm getting there soon. All right, for Norristown tonight, they played such a great game. Let me repeat that once again. Their leading scorer tonight was Rebecca Springman. A great job. Senior leadership, she had 14 tonight. Tamara Halsey with 10. Leanne Moore with 7. Also with 7 was Sasha Sims. 3 points each for Lisa Kassir and Amy Jablonski as they both came in and hit a 3. Erica Deaver with 2, Danielle Marshall with 2, and Chrissy Hunsberger off the bench with 2 points. For Methacton tonight, Julie Shaw, the leading scorer, with 12 points. Colleen Murphy with 5. Michelle Rozepka with 7. Melissa Martinez with 4. Heather Baumgartner with 3. Katie Carpenetz off the bench with 1. So once again, Norristown 18-point victors tonight. For my partner Neil Schaefer, I am Greg Fry. We'll see you next time on Norristown High School Basketball.